and I'm the director here at this place. This is Ricardo. He's pensionist, Gangarossa.
Gangarossa.
Okay, he's going to do our talk tonight, but I kind of wanted to go around and introduce everybody because there's we have people who've traveled quite a ways to see us tonight. CJ, you want to start?
Every saint and sage and master in history had three things in common. One, tremendous infinite joy. Two, great sense of humor. And three, music. The simplest way and the easiest way to feel and experience God within and have the mystical experience is to sing from your heart as a little child to God. So let's close our eyes, straighten our spine so the energy can flow up and down the spine. God will come to each person in whatever form or whatever way you hold dear. To me, God comes the most as Divine Mother. Joy, 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 joy on earth, joy, 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 for all the universe. Repeat.
It requires both the left and the right hemisphere. It seems like the bulk of what we are is intended to develop both the heart and the mind and to relate them. The heart is about love and the mind is about light, the ability to see correctly. Join the two and you get wisdom when they're in relationship to each other. Our physical brain is built that way. We've got a left hemisphere and a right hemisphere and a communicating link in between the two. By the way, which is associated with both the Ajna center and the head chakra. Interesting enough too, the nervous apparatus right at the neck switches, which means that although the right hemisphere governs the right side of the face, it governs the left side of the body. This switching mechanism again causes a mixing between the left and the right, or light and love, or the intellect and the heart. Everything is built along those lines and everything shows those lines. With music, music is a way for setting up intellectual intuition, for lack of better words. For me, I've been always very strong in mathematics and physics. I had no problem learning it at all. But I also have been a musician and have worked in music to this day still. I compose a lot. For me, quite literally, composing music composes me when it comes down to it. It is one of the things that holds my psychology and sanity. So I do that just for self-expression, and sometimes other people like to hear it or not. That's not the point. The point is working with music helps stabilize my own psychology, as well as gives me a lot of light, because music is based on patterns, on harmonies. With music, because it's all based on patterns and noticing of patterns, that's exactly what the mind needs to learn. And the learning of all the different patterns and harmonies with music, this is a way for a person in one lifetime to set up an ability to absorb physics and mathematics and higher forms of science. This isn't just for rote learning or that. Most scientists currently, today, tend to mass memorize. And that's different than true learning or true understanding. The mind is about light, which means the ability to perceive, not just the physical world, but to perceive the correct patterns, to perceive the nature of things, to perceive the spirit of things. This function of the mind, encumbered by light or produced by light, is the highest function of the mind. There's more than one aspect of the mind. There's what's called the lower mind, which is a form of concrete thinking which produces analytical thinking. Analytical thinking can be important, but is by far not the only part of the mind. There's abstract thinking, which is a part of the mind that you could say that bathes in light. It's not an easy thing to at first understand how the abstract mind works, but it works with patterns in general. There's another part of the mind, what I call the perceptual mind. I don't know what else to call it. It's the ability for the mind to perceive. Like I said, into the nature of things, into spirit, and as well as into spiritual realms, in the sense of gaining knowledge through light. Music, if a person learns music in one lifetime, and especially if you begin to compose in any way, whether they're good or not is irrelevant, just beginning the process causes a person in all following lifetimes to gain an intuitional understanding of mathematics, as well as of physics, anything along the concrete sciences. What I mean by an intuitional understanding is that the person might still have to learn the analytical side in the sense of being able to manipulate equations, but they'll understand the concepts behind it. Because mathematics is also patterns. All equations are patterns. In mathematics, you can begin to interpret all of the symbols in mathematics in more abstract forms. We've got a visual representation of this. This could be shown as a cube here, if you connect all the lines here. This is actually the double-laced two tetrahedrons, but it could be shown as a cube. This is the proper cube. This is a sacred cube, as opposed to the kind of cube that we normally have. If I added these two together, it'd be like a bonding between two elements. They're both still separate, but they're communicating between each other and they're sharing each other, and they work as a whole. If I fuse them, though, that's addition. If I fuse them, this still has the 6 squares of a cube. This has the 8 triangles of the octahedron in one object. This is a fusion. This is what multiplication does. What bringing something to a power, like 2 to the 4th power or something like that, that's empowerment, quite literally. And that's a way of empowering objects. Now with this, you can relate these geometries directly to numerology and to numbers, where you can show how numbers portray different psychologies, for lack of better words. In standard numerology, and what I call the surface numerology, we've got the numbers 1 through 9. To add the 4 inside ones are alive. This represents like the physical plane. If you have ever seen a chart of the planes of the universe or of our system, which we've got the physical plane, the astral plane, the mental plane, the Buddhic plane, which is also called the plane of love, or the intuitional plane, then the atmic plane, and then 2 more above, the monadic and the adi, which is also called the logoic plane. The physical plane has 4 upper levels and 3 lower levels. The 3 lower levels are the concrete levels, the solid, liquid, and gaseous. The 4 upper levels are the etheric planes, still part of the physical, but they're all energy, all light, magnetism, and various other forces. This is where pranic forces come through, which gives us life, or I should say the ability to move, the ability to express.